Airbnb is under fire after former slave quarters were listed as rental properties on the app. Civil rights attorney Winton Yates posted a TikTok video showing the listing in Mississippi. Watch this.
This is not okay in the least bit. And I know there's going to be somebody that says, oh, you're looking for controversy where it doesn't exist. No, this is an 1830s slave cabin that is up on Airbnb as a bed and breakfast. How do I know that this is slave quarters other than just using my eyes and looking at it? Well, they say it in the listing. This particular structure, the Panther Burn Cabin, is an 1830s slave cabin from the Panther Burn Plantation. How is this okay in somebody's mind to rent this out, a place where human beings were kept as slaves? Rent this out as a bed and breakfast. Here it is. That's it right there, the slave quarters next to the big house. It's in Greenville, Mississippi. That's the host, Brad, the super host. But what really kills me is reviews. Memorable. Highly recommend watching the sunset. We stayed in the sharecropper cabin and ate in the main house. Enjoyed everything about our stay. The cottage, the history, the tour, the breakfast, and all was great. We stayed in the cabin and it was historic but elegant. A slave cabin is elegant. What a delightful place to step into history, Southern hospitality, and stay a night or two. Cool spot, way better than a hotel. Maybe you're thinking, okay, maybe this will give people insight on how enslaved people had to live, their living conditions. No, not at all. Clawfoot tub, running water, tile, nice lighting fixtures, water, towels, dresser. The history of slavery in this country is constantly denied, and now it's being mocked by being turned into a luxurious vacation spot.
Congo, since Yates' video was posted, the listing has been taken down. However, other listings have been found in Georgia and New Orleans. Yates suggested that the properties should be memorialized as historical sites to educate citizens about the cruelty generations of African Americans withstood. Your thoughts?
My first thought is, imagine Airbnb having a listing saying, we have a site here that was used where people stayed during the Holocaust. How long would that be up? So I don't believe Airbnb, when they're acting like they kind of just noticed this, similar with Zuckerberg and Facebook and all of the hate things that they let proliferate on Facebook. They know how to track these things down. And I applaud the brother for bringing this to our attention, because really at the end of the day, we know better here, but people out there in general may look at this as an individual issue, but this is part of a larger issue of what people are doing in this country to try to minimize our experience in America. The fact of the matter is, there was another comment that said something to the effect of, now we know what it's like to have experienced living in slave quarters. Like, they just said that like it was all good, like it was all cool. Like, seriously? But when you couple this, Roland, with people trying to remove conversations about slavery from the books, you can't talk about slavery without making white people feel uncomfortable in certain states. When you look at, President Trump, who when he was in office, tried to get rid of things like diversity trainings, and they're like, this is all part of it. This is why these guys like Brad on Airbnb are able to get away with it, because they are part of a movement to destroy and disrespect and ultimately make our contributions to this country disappear. And let's not forget those history books coming out of Texas where they're talking about slavery as forced migration or migrant workers or involuntary relocation. This is all part of it. Like the brother said, it should be a historic site, but people are using it to diminish our experience. I'm glad Airbnb has taken it down. They need to act faster, because like you said, this is not the only one. And we need to keep calling. We are the defenders of our culture. And we need to keep calling it out wherever we see it and be willing to pull our dollars from any place that is willing to support something like this in any way, shape, or form.
I don't get the damn fascination, Representative Shannon. I don't.
Well, I think it's two things. I think it's like Congo said, there are some people who are trying to advance a concerted effort to whitewash history so that they don't have to talk about it anymore. These are the same folks who push back on CRT in schools. These are the same folks who don't want any race conversations to be had. And so I think it's that. But I also think it is that some companies have just decided that they are going to market to races. They have decided that that is a great way to make money. And I think until they are held accountable, they're going to continue to make money off of the folks who want to see this stuff. So I think that we've moved into a new segment where, a new time where folks are not. You can't really shame a company. You can't shame all companies into not outwardly making money and just marketing to racists. And I think that's what this is.
Julian?
This is why we need ethnic studies. This is why we need, but this is why California, in so many ways, is on top of it. Secretary of State Shirley Weber introduced legislation a couple of years ago that required anyone who attends a Cal State to at least take one ethnic studies class. It's trickled down to the community colleges and even to the high schools. And this is why, because you have these people who are in pure denial. And this really is about cultural erasure so that it didn't happen. I mean, I remember years ago when somebody wrote a piece and a white boy responded saying, well, enslavement really wasn't that bad. Really wasn't that bad. You got fed, you got clothed. This was a comment out of somebody who seemed to have a little sense until they opened their mouth. Our country is in denial. And until we get real with what happened to Black people, we will never prosper. We truly will never prosper. We're relitigating the 60s and the 70s, and 50 years now, if we don't fix it, we'll be relitigating them again. And this guy at Airbnb, I just want his address. That's all. Just his address. Because this is absurd. And all those people are kind of lovely, elegant.
Right.
Let somebody put an iron collar around your neck and have you outside for 12 hours, and then you tell me what's elegant. These people have no cultural sensitivity, but they don't have to. They're not forced to. And we have to be the ones to force them.
Got it. All right, folks, back to that Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Oh, no punches! I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay Black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now. We have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?